What's going on? What's going on today? I'm hoping everyone's having a good day. I know I am. Yo, you got Dwayne, the highest here, shouting out at you today. We're going to continue what we're talking about the lifestyle. I talked about the education. The education teaches us there are a lot of different type of gay dudes in the lifestyle. Which one are you? All right. So we've been talking about the sets and why the sets are important and continue talking about the sets. And there are three aspects to all of this, why this is all important for the education. The education is designed specifically to help you find that one dude that's going to work for you long term. That's the whole purpose of the entire lifestyle is to help you to navigate the lifestyle and help you find that one dude that can connect with you that can work long term. Okay, so we've been talking about the sets, and there are a lot of different type of sets. Okay, the next what we're going to be talking about is sexual persuasions. That's right. That's part of your titles. There are three important steps to figuring out who you are in this lifestyle. The first one is figuring out what set you belong to. The second one is figuring out your sexual persuasion. And what I mean by that is this: you've heard the terms top, bottom, and verse. Every dude in this lifestyle belongs to one of them. Every single dude. You're either a top, you're going to be in the bottom, you're going to be in the verse world, or you're going to be in the bottom world. You're going to be in one of the three. And I'm going to break them all down here today. All right. Now, there's a big misconception in the lifestyle, especially from a lot of young dudes, thinking you can just pick whatever you want, when you want, how you want, and you can just switch interchangeably, depending on the person you're dealing with or the circumstances. And that is false. That is a real big misconception. Being a top and bottom of verse is not something you get to pick and choose. It's internal. It's who you are as a person. It's your desires, your wants, your needs. Every dude in this lifestyle has desires and wants and needs of how they see themselves and what they want out of their partners. All right. And so they're all different. They're all different. Your desires are to you specifically. No one can tell you what your desires are. It's up to you to discover what your desires are. All right. So I'm going to break it all down to you and give you a little helping hand to try to help you figure out, who's who and what's what. So first, let's just start off at the tops. Okay. Now, people, what is actually a top? A top is a dude who's in the lifestyle who has a proclivity and a desire, a need to be with another man and to be an aggressor. No doubt, tops are aggressors, that they want to penetrate other dudes. They have a need and a desire for that. Now, I know a lot of guys think, well, we've all got penises, so we can all penetrate, so anyone can be a top. No, no, don't get me wrong. Anyone can penetrate somebody. That doesn't make you a top. Being a top is you have a need and a desire for it all the time, not just when circumstances apply. This is all about you. This is not about the next person. It's about your desires. And there are some dudes in this lifestyle who have a need for it. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This is how they come to the dudes. This is what they want. This is what they're looking for. They're an aggressor and they want to penetrate somebody else. They are not interested in anyone penetrating them. This is the catch. They want to do the penetrating. They don't want to be penetrated at all. You have to understand, when a dude wants to get penetrated, he wants to be submissive. He wants to be submissive to another man. And tops, their persona, how they look at themselves, they're not interested or have a desire to want to submit to another man. They don't want to be submissive at all. They're not interested in being submissive. They don't want it. It's not a desire for them. They truly have no desire to be submissive to another man. That's what makes them a top. So if you have any submissiveness in you at all, and you want to be submissive to another man, you are not a top. You are not a top. Okay? Now, that's what being a top is all about. You want someone to be submissive to you. You don't want to be submissive to another man. That's a top. Okay? Now we're going to move right along right to a verse top. A verse top is a little bit tricky, but a verse top and a top are very, very, very alike. They're very, very, very much alike. And the very much alike is most verse tops have a desire to predominantly penetrate, like 90% of the time. But every blue moon, they get an itch. They get a little itch, and that itch needs to be scratched. Now, most verse tops, I'm going to keep it real, most verse tops get penetrated maybe 4-5 times a year. That's about it. I always tell dudes, if you like to get penetrated every so often, you're probably more verse than verse top. But verse top, predominantly, they have that itch every now and then. It's not a big thing with them being penetrated on a regular basis. It's every like blue moon they'll get that itch, and they want to make something happen. All right, so that's verse top. Okay, now verse. Now I know a lot of guys throw around verse a whole lot, but let me explain to you what a real verse is. A real verse dude is this. You can meet a dude, you can take him home, and you can have sex with him. He'll let you have sex with him. But just as soon as you get yours, he gonna grab you by your ankles and gonna flip you, and he's gotta get his. A real verse dude is like this. You can get me, but I'm gonna get you back. There's no way that this sexual situation is gonna begin and you get yours and they don't get theirs. They've gotta get theirs. They've got to get theirs. It can't be a situation where we can have sex, two verse dudes have sex, and then one dude does it, and then the other dude say, okay, well, you can get me next week, or you can the next time we get together, we'll flip flop. No. A real verse dude is like this. If you get me, I'ma get you back today. That's real verse. All right. So verse dudes, they like to flip flop back and forth. For real verse dudes, being an aggressor and a submissive is interchangeable for them, and it's all in their heads. It's interchangeable. Whereas for us tops, it's just constant. It's just constant how they look at verse dudes. They're interchangeable when it comes to being an aggressor and being submissive. All right, so that's a verse dude. Verse bottom dudes are typically they're more bottom. But every now and then they have the ability to be an aggressor, to be more of a top situation where they're topping people. But what they really want to be submissive. But they have the capability and the mindset, if needed, I can play that role. I can play the role of the aggressor. But given a choice, they'd always prefer to be on the submissive end of the situation rather than the aggressor. All right. Now, and hitting it up off last is the bottom. That's right, the bottoms. Bottom dudes are submissive in nature. That's how they come to the lifestyle. That's what they want. That's what their desires are. Bottoms want to be submissive to a man. That's what's really going on. They want to be submissive to a man. They want to hold down a man. They want to take care of a man. They want to be around a man in the presence of a man. They like to be submissive to a dude. So that's what's going on with the bottoms. All right. A lot of guys think, oh, they want to be a girl's. No, that's not what it is. They just want to be submissive to a dude. Now, why are all these things important? These things are important because they're critical in helping you find your match. You one of these, and your opposite but equal is the exact opposite of what you choose. Now, a lot of guys, I always tell a lot of dudes, the reason why this is critical is because this whole lifestyle is designed for long-term relationships, building, creating, maintaining long-term relationships. Okay. If you get in a long-term relationship with two men, the sex has got to be there. And the reason why is this: you're in a long-term relationship with another man and you're not having sex with any, or at least you're not supposed to be having sex with anyone else. That means he's got to hit everything that you need done sexually. That means your wants, your desires, what you want, babe, he's got to provide them. And he's got to be able to provide them where it's not going to be an issue for you and it's not going to be an issue for him, which means y'all have to be compatible. When dudes in this lifestyle try to create a relationship and they are not compatible, they put undue stress on the relationship, and they put undue stress on a critical part of the relationship. In order for men to be in to maintain a long-term relationship with someone, they got to get what they want sexually. You got to give them what they want sexually, and there cannot be any kind of instability. There cannot be any kind of problems with this, because this dude is relying on the other person to give them what they need. Men have to have, in order to stay in a long-term relationship, they have to get what they want sexually. They have to get what they want. And if you get two people who don't actually match up, that's undue stress. That's undue stress on the men. That's undue stress on the relationship. And 9 times out of 10, if two men get in a relationship and they don't match up, and one of them is not getting what they want, and he's gotten what he's want out here from other people, he'll do it for short term. He'll put up with it for a while, but he won't put up with it forever. And eventually, 9 times out of 10, he's going to stray. He's going to dip, because he's not getting what he needs out of his partner, or his partner won't give him what he needs out of his partner. That's undue stress, and that's a relationship killer with men. It is a relationship killer with men. So top, bottom, and verse is critical in helping people find out their matches and making sure those matches match up, because this lifestyle is about long-term relationship and finding that one person that's going to work for you long-term. All right. So we're going to keep it going on, talking about the sex, talking about the titles, and we're going to keep it going on. Just giving y'all a little simple we're going to do about these titles, and we're going to keep it going on. All right, people. So I hope everyone having a good day. All right.